Next at 11, it's finally here.
The NFL's biggest party kicks off in a big way, from the fans, the crowd control, and the historic picks.
The NFL draft is here, and so is the extra business. We're taking a look at the big boom the draft is bringing to area businesses.
Plus, bird flu detected in grocery store milk. Is it safe to drink? Former President Donald Trump could be getting ready for another criminal trial. And Ahmed, what's our next weather looking like?
A lot warmer. We'll show you just how high we climb.
With the first pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Chicago Bears select Caleb Williams, quarterback, Southern California.
Good evening. I'm Shayna Humphreys. Day one of Detroit's NFL Draft had it all. Eminem, Barry Sanders, and crowd sizes so big, police had to close down Campus Martius. Let's start tonight with CBS News Detroit's Kelly Vaughn, live on your block downtown. Kelly, I can't get over the crowds. They really were epic tonight.
Detroit showed up tonight, which is no surprise to any of us. As you mentioned, we broke records today. The more than 275,000 people attended. That is a day one draft record, and there was so many people here that they actually had to close down the draft footprint area because it reached capacity at 6:30. Fans piled in to watch the draft near the NFL stage, with police on foot and horseback working to control the crowds. The NFL eventually sending out this notification through the NFL One Pass app, saying that the draft had reached capacity and that general admission entry would stop until noon on Friday. Many fans gathered at draft watch sites away from the NFL stage, Detroiters giving a warm welcome to the city's visitors.
And now people outside of our community get a chance to experience just how much love and how much joy, how much fun we have here in our city.
The CEO of Detroit versus Everybody says the draft is showing the country how far the Motor City has come.
When we first started the brand 12 years ago, the city was down and out. Going through the big three, was coming out of the recession. The city was actually bankrupt, the whole political corruption scandal. So now, 12 years later, all the work that we, Detroiters have put into the city, it just feels like that's being shown.
Ahead of the draft, NFL prospects walked the red carpet at the Fox Theater. 9th overall pick, Rome Odunze, says he's loved what he's gotten to see of the city.
It seems very lively. Got the river there and the beautiful front looking over to Canada. So Detroit, is a lucky city, and you guys got a great organization here as well. So lots to be thankful for out here, except for it's cold now. Y'all need, it's April now. Come on, let's turn over the gears.
He may have to get used to the cold. The wide receiver was selected by the Chicago Bears. Locals hope all the tourists will be repeat visitors.
I'm a Detroiter. I love our city. So to see other people love it as well and hopefully come back for other events is great.
Now, as I mentioned, the draft area downtown is going to be closed until noon tomorrow, but don't worry about that because there are so many other watch parties available, so many large outdoor areas where you can watch the draft on those big screens and have some fun there. So for now, reporting live downtown, Kelly Vaughn, CBS News Detroit.
Yeah, so many options. And tomorrow being the end of the work week, I think it's only going to get bigger, those crowds. Thank you very much, Kelly. And it is a big night for the Michigan Wolverines' former starting quarterback. The Minnesota Vikings picked J.J. McCarthy 10th overall tonight. The Vikings traded the 11th overall pick, a 4th round and a 5th round pick to the New York Jets for their 10th overall. So what's next for the players once they've been drafted? Well, first, the athletes sign a contract with their new team, and rookie contracts are typically 4 years long. The league bases their compensation on the round and the pick they were selected. Earlier tonight, while we were out live at the draft, we spoke with a contract lawyer who says the NFL contract is nothing like a college deal.
Now they're getting paid to play football, much different than any of the experiences they've had before. So, the fine details of how they can get paid, but also continue to be on the team, continue to be serving in that capacity. It's important that they understand exactly what they're signing up for.
A couple of Lions legends will be announcing picks tomorrow. Hall of Fame running back Barry Sanders will announce the Lions' 2nd round pick. That is pick 61. And then 12 picks later, wide receiver Calvin Johnson will announce the Lions' 3rd round pick. Businesses are already cashing in on those massive crowds, and the money is expected to keep pouring in to restaurants and bars once the weekend hits. CBS News Detroit's Terrell Bailey is live on your block downtown with more. Terrell.
Hey there, Shayna. Oh boy, what a day it's been. Downtown Detroit has seen a lot of people, and still right now they are still seeing a lot of people, all thanks to the NFL draft. This event, it is big for businesses, and just being out here in downtown and talking to some of these business owners, they say they have spent months preparing for this massive event, and they say overall they're just glad that the city is being seen overall by millions.
There was a lot of extra ordering on the beer, on the liquor, on the wine, the claws, anything that is consumable by all guests, we definitely added to our order.
Oh, and there's a lot of consuming happening. With Detroit welcoming over 100,000 NFL fans, you can bet the drinks are flowing and food, well, of course, is being chowed on.
A lot of earlier mornings, especially this week as all the draft preparations have been going on. We try to get here early so we can beat the traffic. That's the main thing.
For business owners like Kenny Valentino, his business is right in downtown near all the hustle and bustle. He's expecting a crowd. His restaurant was rented Wednesday for a private event ahead of the draft. He says a few hundred attended, even a few draft prospects.
We had an RSVP of over 600 people. The line was stretched down the street about an hour before we opened doors. Jalen Rose was able to stop by.
Over in Corktown, a little further away from downtown, the crowds were still in effect. I'm told with parking being scarce, some businesses had no choice but to come up with a backup plan.
We did have the carpool, and we had to park a little ways away just to give more space for the guests coming in town.
Once the dust settles next week, businesses say it's their time to get thoughts from their staff on the big rush, because there will be for sure some takeaways from hosting the crowds.
We definitely got to evaluate the whole situation, kind of see what we could have done better, where we did great. There's going to be pros and cons to everything with any event that happens at this capacity, for sure.
As fans from far and wide make the Motor City their home over the next several days, of course, shop, eat, and enjoy, but businesses say also take in the grit and greatness of Detroit.
For a long time, Detroit was looked down on. But what my hopes is, as we host more big events like the NFL draft, people will see the heart that Detroit has and understand the resurgence that we're having in the city.
You know, I think that is very correct. A resurgence is currently happening in the city of Detroit. Awesome that we are able to take a part of it. But Shayna, I even had a chance to talk to a gelato shop. They also said they even had to double up their supplies for the massive weekend as well. Of course, some of these business owners, they have told me when it comes to Monday, they plan to relax because this, of course, is going to be a long, arduous weekend, but a well enjoyable one overall. Shayna, we're live in downtown Detroit. Terrell Bailey, CBS News, Detroit.
Yeah, I think everyone's going to need a little nap by the end of the weekend, but well worth it.
Right?
Thank you, Terrell. Well, ahead of the draft, NFL players and White House officials helped promote sustainable farming. A ribbon cutting was held for a new grow shed in Metro Detroit. It's going to the Green Boots veteran community urban farm.
Grow sheds like this help community because it's sustainable. It's giving access where it's like the discrepancies or the food lack of thereof in the communities in the neighborhood. You know, food deserts, they are real and they happen, but this is not one of them to where we can come in and you can grow your own food through hydroponics.
Senator Debbie Stabenow and Secretary of Agriculture Tom Vilsack also paid a visit to the event. And more draft news. In a surprising move, the Detroit Lions have traded up from the 29th pick to the 24th overall. The team has drafted Terrion Arnold, a defensive back from Alabama. All right, let's check in with next weather meteorologist Ahmed Badji. Ahmed, it was beautiful out, but also a little chilly. I'm still trying to warm up from where we were standing by Hart Plaza today.
You, Terrence, and I are just slowly thawing all the way through the rest